Hello, hello. This is Kimmy, Notary Life with Kimmy. I am here with Alexis. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. It's Alexis with Mobile Notary Services by Alexis.
Welcome, welcome. I see Frank is here. We got 6 people that have joined us on YouTube. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. I'm going to be doing way more of these impromptu little training sessions and dropping some gems. That's my new way I'm going to be doing my channel. Instead of recording stuff and then kind of uploading, I'm going to be doing live stuff like this about 3 times a week. 15, 20 minutes, something like that. So when I'm on, if you got questions, go ahead and get right to it. Because I won't be on like all night most of the time, but I will be doing this probably, like I said, about 2 to 3 times a week is my new goal. So you don't have to make some adjustments in your business. But tonight, guys, we're gonna get right into it. Okay, so we are talking about certified translation. Welcome everybody, those who are watching the replay. Those of you just joining Notary Life with Kimmy, please subscribe, like the show for us, or whatever TV, whatever you call this thing, YouTube, and like it for us and all that good stuff. Okay, so listen, tonight we are talking about certified translation. So many of you are probably saying, I already did a video on this, so some of you saw it, some of you didn't, right? But what certified translation is, you may be thinking, well, I don't speak another language. I only speak English. And for most of us, sometimes we joke and say, I barely speak that, right? So how are you offering translation services? Well, first of all, short story, Angela already has been offering these services. Alexis has been offering these services. I did a video on it based on what they talked about. But guess who did their first translation? Kimmy. So why don't we let Alexis tell you a little bit about her thing, and then I'm going to come back and double back and tell you my story, and then give you a little training on it, okay? So what is translation services, Alexis, and how did you start offering it, and how did you encourage me to do it?
Yeah, so long story short, I had clients calling me. They're like, hey, do you offer translation? I need a document translated. I had about 2 calls, and I'm like, no, I don't. So finally, Angela brought it up once before. I think she just sent us out like an email, the person she uses. And when she sent it out, I was like, okay, one day maybe I'll offer it. I'm thinking it's something difficult. So I'm like, I'll put it on the back burner or something to learn eventually. So then, I don't know, maybe a couple months later, I had another client reach out like, hey, do you do translation services? And this was after we did an actual Mentor Monday night, and Angela had mentioned it. And when she mentioned it, she made it seem very simple. So when the person reached out, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm about to just jump in there. So I took the client on. It was only one page. Only thing, I literally went on Google, typed in translation services, found the company, went on their website, uploaded the document. They had different options as far as the fees. So one was just a traditional notarization. One was a notarization with some type of like a seal, not a seal. What do you call it? Authentication. I don't know the verbiage. I'll get it for you all. And then the other was like notarization, the translation, and like authentication or some type of fancy seal they put on there. So I chose the simple version because I'm a notary. I can notarize the document myself. And it was $25, I believe, $25 or $30. And I uploaded the document. They got back to me within 24 hours. They emailed it back with the certification on the front page. They gave you their ID number as far as the translator, who translated it, so forth. Kind of like an authentication page. Then they had the document in the back that was translated. They sent it back via PDF, and you did have an option to get it PDF or a hard copy back. They gave you those two options. I just chose PDF. The client could print it off. I got it back, and then I printed it off as just like a courtesy. I printed it off and I emailed it to them, and that was it. And I made. You remember how much I told you I made off that job? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't, but I was like, I'm about to learn it.
I made probably $50 off that job. And I didn't really know how to price it. I kind of was just throwing something out there and see if it caught. And I made about $50 off that job. And it was simple. I didn't have to leave my house. I didn't have to do anything extra. The client actually came to me with the page because she wanted me to see it. But in reality, she didn't even have to. She initially had sent it to me via PDF file. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to upload this because it's like she took it on her phone.
That's what happened with me. So you can see how that looks.
Yeah.
And this was not acceptable.
Yeah.
This was not acceptable. So guys, when they try to send it to you in PDF form, you have to have them email it to you because PDF looks just like this. So I got an email back from the company saying they couldn't read it. So tonight we're gonna do some training too. So I hope you got your pens and papers out. So you want to talk a little bit more? I didn't want to interrupt you, but I had an actual copy.
No, that was it. So she gave me the paper, and I also had it a picture she took on her phone. We went back and forth a couple times, but I did ended up using the one she sent me off her phone because she was able to get it clear. So I ended up sending that, and I was actually able to use it. But like that one you just showed, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were like, no. But
yeah, they could not use this. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say after I did my first one, I was so excited. I called Kimmy. I'm like, I just did it. Like it's done because it was like this mysterious thing, and yeah, and now we're here.
Yeah. So welcome everyone who's joining us right now. We are talking about translation services. We're not just talking about. I'm about to show you how to do it. So Alexis already has been doing it, as we stated before. Angela also has too. So guess who had their first one today and got it done? Kimmy. So let's talk about what happened with my client. So welcome everybody. Sharon, Miss B. Duncan, Yvonne. Welcome, welcome. Erica, I love the spelling. The Notary Down South, what's up? Hey, Tanya, Willie. Hi, everybody. Those who will join us on the replay. Over on Facebook, we got Shantina, Makeda. Hey, Makeda, how's it going? Elizabeth, welcome. I see a few new names out there, too. So if you have not subscribed and all that good stuff, please do. So let's get into our training. I'm going to tell you what my story, what happened with my translation person. So my person called trying to bring a car over from, I'm going to use another country just in case they watch my channel. I don't think they do, but I'm going to. So let's say from Japan. They was trying to get a car over from Japan over into the United States. So they call and say, hey, can you do this? And I was like, panicking, right? You guys know I was panicking because I know about it, but I have never actually completed one. So I said, well, let me do a little homework. And what I initially was going to do, because it didn't, so it's two things with translation. I hope you got your notepads. One of them is the translator, the person requesting a document may also want a certified translator from the American translation, whoever official, or they may just want to translate a document. And in my client's case, it didn't have to be official, like someone that has training. It just has to be translated by anybody but him. It could have been a family member. It could have been anybody but himself. And the paper had to be notarized. The document had to be notarized. I'm going to show you all that in just a second. So when he first asked again, I told him, let me get back with you. So if you guys noticed earlier, if you're in our Facebook group, I put a call out. I said, does anybody speak German? I just told y'all the language, German. That's okay. It ain't no big deal. We ain't sharing no secrets or whatever. So anyway, from Germany. So I put a shout out for all the Facebook groups. Do anybody speak German? Nobody spoke it. So I said, oh, Lord, I want to help this client. So I was going to put it in Google. And someone else suggested the same thing since it didn't have to be professionally translated. But this is what he gave me, this scan. For those of you can see on YouTube, he gave me the scan copy. So with this, they couldn't even read it. I could barely read it. So what I planned to do was kind of copy and paste and put it in Google. So I talked to Jeff and I said, what do you think we should do? Because I don't want to go to jail. Don't know what I'm reading exactly. And I want to make sure the client stuff is correct, right? So he said, why don't you just go ahead and call the translation people? So I called over there. She said, we might get it turned around for you in one day. So it was one price for 1 to 2 day service. And if you want to expedite, it was another 25. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll just pass that on. I called him. I said, hey, do you want it? I gave him 2 prices. I said, do you want it 1 day, 1 to 2 days, or you need it done today? He was like, I want it completed today. Okay, fine. So that was one fee. And of course, I had to add a fee on there for being a go-between person. And then I charged him for the notarization fees. So for the one job, I made a nice little penny on that. And actually, I wasn't even a notary. Jeffrey was a notary. So join me on Friday night. I'm not going to talk about it tonight. Give you some homework. For all of you that are watching and watching on the replay, join me Friday night. I guess I'll commit to 8 o'clock on Friday. Let me check my calendar right quick. Eek. Oh no, we got a class on Friday night. Probably be Friday afternoon, but just kind of stay in tune with the Facebook group because I usually put over there when I'm going to go live. But my topic on Friday is going to be, can you notarize for a family member? Don't answer that question right now. Don't put it in the chat. Don't tell me yes or no. But Jeffrey was my notary tonight. He's my husband. He notarized my document. So we're going to talk about that on Friday, okay? So back to the translation. So anyway, this is the document that came over from Germany. And they actually translated every single piece of it, the translation people, okay? So once they completed it, they gave me a certified translation letter. Let me see, can I put it there so you can see it a little bit? Mm-hmm. Right? So they gave me the letter, the actual translated document, and then I filled out the form for the client that actually needed to be translated, the English part, based on their translation. So I talked to Angela. She said I probably could have sent all of it over there to them and let them translate it and notarize it. But I didn't think about that at the time. I wasn't sure about that process. So now that she's told me that, I know. So all that being said, how do you add translation services to your business? First of all, you want to find you a couple of translators, companies. So I use the Spanish group translation, okay? The Spanish group. They have over 70 languages, so it's not just Spanish. So first of all, you want to have them on standby. You want to rewatch this video and see what the process is. Process number 1, the client will call you. They'll ask for the translation. They'll send you a copy of the document, right? When they send you a copy of the document, you need to make sure it's readable, legible, because this is not good. So I had to have him email it to me. Once he emailed it to me, I upload it to the translation company. The translation company will quote you a price, give you a timeline. You let your client know. You do not pay out of your pocket. I asked my client to give me the money to pay for the translation. I didn't make him pay for the notary piece up front, but I did make him pay for the translation and my fee for doing that, for being a facilitator up front. They'll send you the document back. You call your client. They will come and get it. Okay. And you do want to make sure whether or not it has to be translated by a professional or does it just need to be translated? It's two different things, right? So that's the process. Okay. So I've given it all to you in a nutshell. Hopefully you can add translation services to your business. We're going to take a few questions about this and then we're going to get out of here. So let me read the chat, Alexis.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's do it. So, hey, Frank, I'll let you do Facebook, okay? Hey, Sharon, we already said hey to everybody. Let's see what our first question is. Erica says, what's the website? The one I use is called the Spanish Group. Again, that's the Spanish Group, okay?
And then,
matter of fact, they even gave me $5 off. Go ahead, Alexis.
I was going to say the second one, another option, I use Translation Shop. That's the one I had used.
Okay, we got that, people?
You got 2.
Translation Shop and the Notary Group, okay? Very good. We are not representatives of them. We don't get any kickback. We're not affiliates or none of that, okay? We're just telling you people how to make some more money because y'all are peeps, okay? What else we got in the chat? So Sharon says, so how much did you have to pay for the actual translation service? So they charge you per page, per language, and all that kind of stuff. So for my language I had today, it was $25 plus the $25 expedited fee, okay? And then I added a fee. Go ahead, Alexis.
Mine was, I'm looking on here now, it was $20 per page, and that was for just straight up basic translation, no certification or anything like that.
They did try to come back and offer me a certification for another $20. So they're on the upsell over there too. So I did not need that in my case. So you really need to be asking questions. What do I say, guys? Questions equal money. Questions equal money. If you have not got that mug either, check it out at my merch, okay? It's a cute coffee mug. I'll never show y'all the mugs. But anyway, questions equal money. So you got to ask your client the right questions, because if the document had needed to be professionally translated and we did a basic translation, then that would not be valid. Okay. So you got to make sure you ask the right question. What's up, Littman? Hey, Elisa. Tanya said, hey, Stacy Ann, welcome. Hey, Marcel. BV, what else going on? Cheryl, let's see. What other questions do we have? Is this state specific? No, Lele, this is not state specific. It is not state specific. Any notary can do this. You just need to know how to do it. Again, it's called translation services. Okay. Again, it's not state specific because where did my document originate? Do anybody remember? Where did I say the document came from? Can somebody put that in the chat for me? Let's see if we're listening. Where did the document come from? So it's not state specific. Does anyone remember where the document came from? Yes. Who's on Facebook? Yes. Shantina and Elizabeth. Yes. Yes. You guys and Makeda. Yes. Germany, right? It came from Germany. So that, what do I always tell you? All your documents are not going to come from the state that you live in. So we want you to be boss notaries around here, okay? What does that mean? Proper training. You need to know that all your documents ain't coming from California if you're in California. All your documents are not coming from Tennessee or any of the 50 United States, including DC, okay? It's not. My document originated from out the country. That's why we teach you, yes, Germany, everybody, yes. Okay? So it didn't come from Georgia, where I'm at. So I need to know how to handle this piece of paper when it gets in front of me, okay? So what else we got out there? Any other questions? Any other questions? So notary needs is saying no, never use Google. And I agree. I want 100% on that. You got to be cautious with your Google translation, right? Because Google's come a long way. So when I was trying to learn another language, sometimes it would give me like different meanings for different stuff, right? So you always got to double check it. However, the client actually showed me on their Google app that you can use Google, put the document there, and it will scan it literally word for word. And he showed it to me. So that's what we were going to initially do in the beginning. So I decided to go ahead and, do a few extra steps there. So yeah, if you're going to use Google, you have to be very cautious. And again, because it's so reasonable, let's do it the right way. Let's just pay the professionals. Okay. Let's pay the professionals to do it. We ain't messing up people's document. Alexis, please.
I was gonna say I would not do Google if it's gonna be under my name and I'm the facilitator or the middleman in the situation. I'm not going to use Google. Just go ahead and use the translation service. They give you a nice page.
Oh yeah, it's so pretty, y'all. Let me show y'all again. Yeah. Let me make sure none of his stuff is on
the email I sent you originally.
None of his stuff is on there.
But it looks like that.
Yeah, and in color, guys, this is just a printed copy, but in color, oh, it's so pretty. It look all official. And he was like, can I get a copy of it? So yes, I printed a copy of the translation form and gave it to the client. Now you would never show them how much you paid. So he doesn't get a receipt for that. I just wrote with a fee that I charged him for the translation on his receipt. Okay, that's just one flat translation fee. And then, so I wouldn't tell him it only costs this, but I charged you that. Okay. Let's see who else. Oh, yes. Thank you, Way More Service. I had originally said Japan because I was trying to throw y'all off, but I can't hold water, so I told y'all the truth. So Danielle, hey, welcome. Alicia, Cheryl. What else going on here? What other questions do you have about it? Will this be on the replay? Yes, it will. Yep. There's not a fee for this little training we just dropped right here. This is Notary Educators. This is what we do. We educate. Okay. Educate. Notary Educators. I love our title of our company.
Marcel, it was after. So 50 was for me. So everything else was separate. That's what I took from the translation and the notarization. It was just one page too.
Yeah, mine was just one page too. It was one document. So I'm going to charge my client now that I'm a pro, guys, because I did it once, right? Now I'm a pro. I know what to do. So my next client that I have translation, it will be per page. Just like they charge them per page to translate, I'm going to charge per page to facilitate.
Yeah, I just threw that number out there. Like I said, I just threw it out there and see if it'll catch any cost.
So the more and more we do this, right, we're going to tweak it and get that bill up for our client. But I'm also providing service because I started talking to him, honestly, my first call from him was like 11 and he just left at 11:30. So we've been kind of talking off and on all day.
That's what happened with me. That's exactly.
Yeah, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. So it was worth every penny. So like I said, in the future, however many pages they have translated and the people are going to charge them per page, the company, I'm also going to charge them per page. The name of the translation, guys, is there's an app, Hayden Olsen, Google. Google would be your app for translation. The name of the companies are the Spanish group. And then what was yours again, Alexis?
Translation Shop. That's the one I use.
Translation Shop. So y'all got two references, okay? Erica asked, I definitely need one-on-one with you. You are a really good teacher. I have learned so much from you, Kimmy. Love your attitude and spirit. Erica, it is my pleasure. And we all would be more than happy to be on your team. We all teach equally. We are very passionate about being notaries. You guys hear us say that all the time. We are not just YouTubers. We actually work out in the field. Bam. And that brought me so much joy. I called Alexis. I was like, guess what? I was so excited, guys. So what do we have on Facebook? And then we'll come back over here right quick. And we're going to wrap up in probably about another 5 minutes.
All right. So Brandy Wells, we already answered that. What was the name of the translation companies? Ramia Amador says, if someone used a Google translation, I don't know if I'm saying this right, DeepL translate, there are still errors. Someone that speaks the language must double check because it sometimes changes the meaning of the sentence. Yes. That's why I say I wouldn't use Google Translate. Mm-hmm. But like Kimmy said, they probably have come a long way. I just remember when I was taking Spanish class, my teacher would know if you was using Google or not.
Right. Yeah. So, and I understand what you're saying. So in this particular case, technically they translated the whole document for me, right? They did the whole thing. But the form that needed to be filled out, all they actually needed was the name of the form and the type of vehicle with the VIN number. So it wasn't even that much that they needed off of the translated form. So a lot of times, and I'm not saying this for the person that just made that statement, right? Because you do have to be cautious. But sometimes we can talk ourselves out of business. Well, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? That's not my business. If they jacked it all the way up and they translated incorrectly, guess who's responsible?
Right.
That's why I paid somebody. Okay.
Exactly.
That's why I paid somebody. They're saying that they're the experts. They're saying that it's, a matter of fact, on the second person that signed it. So one person said they translated it. The next person was quality assurance from the Spanish group. Mm-hmm. They said I double checked it is correct. So in the event that it was not correct, that ain't my problem.
And it has the ID number on there of the person.
It has their ID number and all of that. So again, just like when you notarize a document, whatever is in the documents is not your business, right? You want to make sure your notarization piece is correct. So the reason I said that, again, not to go on a tangent with the person that made the statement, because that's a valid statement, but don't talk yourself out of business. A lot of times, again, we like, well, what if they didn't do it right? Well, what if that? No, get your money.
Yeah.
Let's think outside the box. That's why we did it this way. They're responsible. They got their stamp on everything. Okay. A couple more questions and then we out. What else they got? What else? Alexis, did you translate then notarize the document? Is Marcel's question for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We skipped Tanya. Tanya said 20% over translator fee. I don't get into percentages, Tanya. I'll ask Alexis how she does it. I'm straight up page, like dollar amounts. Keep it simple. 25, extra 15, extra 10. I don't do all that. 20% times 20% times 5 plus 2 minus 3. I ain't got time for that. How you
I'm straight up. So like you said, per page. So first page is X amount, and you go based off of whatever service you're using. So see what their numbers are first, and then you add on, whatever you want to add on for your business practice.
Right.
But, yeah, exactly like I said. That first page is this much. Every page after that is X amount.
Right. And again, never prepay the services. I don't care what you're doing in the notary space. Apostille, whatever you're doing, you never prepay for your client. They need to pay that fee unless you got it like that and willing to take a loss. Now, I don't play those kind of games with my money. They need to prepay. No, I don't. I'm very generous around here, but I ain't prepaying for people's stuff. Even my time, the time that I took to have this completed, if he's changed his mind and called me and say, Kimmy, I don't need it no more. Oh, okay. I got my money for the translation and I got my money for my time, right? I want all that up front. Now, the second piece of it, the translation fee that I charged him, he paid that when he got here. Technically, I could have asked for all of it if I wanted to, but I don't do business like that. I told him, let's wait until we got it complete. But he was going to pay for the translation. If it's right or wrong, that's his baby. Next, Sharon, did they find you on Google? They sure did. They sure did. I asked him, I said, how did you find me? He said, on Google. He said he looked at 50 different notaries and called different ones. I don't know if they wasn't able to execute, if they didn't answer the phone or what. But
Wow.
he was all the way in Decatur at the time when he called and he Googled. So yes, he found me on Google. So Tanya says, sound like there'll be a course on this coming soon. LOL. Tanya, this is the course, baby. It's for free.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
that simple.
this is the course. So go back and rewatch it. And this is you're right. It could have probably been a little mini some, but I don't charge y'all for everything. Y'all know we do not roll like that. Okay. So this is a little training on how to add translation services to your business. We're gonna check Facebook one more time, and then we are gonna roll out. And is there anything else on Facebook?
It's not. I was printing this off. I just wanted to show them the.
Oh, Alexis wanted to show y'all something. Hold on. Oh, you're welcome, Hayden Olson. Hold on. Alexis wanted to show y'all something.
This was the one I got. So from Translation Shop. And they say the ID number of the translator, certificate of translation. Says all this good stuff, signatures.
I'm about to put that in my phone right now. Hold on.
Signatures.
Translation Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then certified. And then at the this is the actual document side. This is the document that they translated. And then at the bottom of the document, they just put their information again.
Okay.
So it was real cool, real cool. So I say go this route. As far as using one of the companies, either company we suggested, or if you find your own. There's so many out there.
Yes, and actually, Hayden Olson had made a comment earlier. I skipped it. I meant to go back. Excuse me. They said sometimes translation companies charge per word, and that's true.
Yes.
So if they charge per word, it is what it is. I think per page, though, to me, is a little easier. But however they want to quote it, it doesn't really matter, because if they say it's 2,000 words and they charge you $35. Then you're just going to pass that cost on to your client. So either way of calculating the money is not a big deal. But whatever it is, collect it up front. Make sure you add something in there for yourself, okay? So, hey, Alexis, did you answer that question about did you notarize it?
So I did. I notarized it after because it needed to be changed to English. So my notarization was going to be in English. So I just did it afterwards and let her sign this, the copy, and put everything on there and let her sign it, and that was that. And I notarized it.
Right. So sometimes that's a good point. So sometimes, Makeda, good question. You will also have to notarize the document in the case of Alexis, but sometimes you're actually just going to be the facilitator, the go-between. So you may be asking yourself really quick, and then we really will head out. Why wouldn't the client just call somebody and do this himself? Right? Well, one, he didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm this expert, right? So he ain't feel like trying to figure this out. He said he called 50 people. He could have probably Googled a translation company. Matter of fact, he did say, he said, I Googled German notary. That's what he said. I did too, actually. I put German notary when I did my search. And it was so funny. His document, because it was not readable, I had to Google another document so I could see what it's supposed to look like. So all that being said, guys, this has been your training on translation services. And we got a couple more questions and then we are out. So Sylvia says, can we translate a document in California? Oh, Sylvia, I'm glad you asked that question. It should have been at the beginning. So check your state laws and see what you can do, what you cannot do. It should not be a problem for you to offer this service, okay? In most states. California, Sylvia, we know you guys are a little bit different out there. So I'm going to push back and have you double check, because I know you cannot complete the I-9 unless you are certified, whatever, okay? So I will push back. Tanya asks, do you recommend collecting 100% of the money up front or splitting the collection when the actual translation is received? Tanya, I kind of answered that earlier. So again, when I'm collecting my money, I'm all like, if I'm doing apostille or anything else like that, I'm going to make sure I get my money up front. So I made him pay for the translation and my fee for doing it for him up front. But the rest of the money, like the notarization piece that I charged him, I charged that when he came to the house. So anything that's going to cost you money up front, you want to make sure you cover that. Well, guys, on behalf of Notary Educators and Notary Life with Kimmy, it has been my pleasure. Please, let me tell you about the classes coming up really quick. We do have a class on Friday night.
Yep, Friday.
Alexis has loan signing class on Friday night. And then Sunday, I am teaching Notarize Like a Pro. The November schedule is out. If you really want to get your business on and popping before the holidays, those are the last two for November. December schedule is not out. Online courses are still on sale. 60% off. Coupon code is money. All the online courses self-paced on sale, 60% off, including Alexis's course. At notaryeducatorsllc.com, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Well, ladies and gents, on behalf of, again, Notary Educators and Notary Life with Kimmy, I'm going to say good night. It's been my pleasure. And add translation services. Alexis, you want to take us home?
Yeah, it's so good to see you all midweek. I hope you all are having a good week. We will see you all soon. And just know, we just gave you another little gem on another way to expand that notary business.
Get money. Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye.
That's our TikTok for the week. Bye, y'all. Good night.